Game 7 was so disappointing to me. It was like a game until it wasn't. And particularly it was like that third quarter where it kind of got out of hand. So remember the Bucks were without Chris Middleton. And what does this playoff? So what does this playoff loss mean for Giannis? I just noticed a typo right there. But anyway, what does the playoff loss mean for Giannis?
It's not on Giannis. Giannis did his part and still had one of the craziest series we've ever seen based on his stats alone. It was just unfortunate that they weren't able to advance despite, him having crazy numbers. But Boston has been very good so far in these playoffs, and all of their guys stepped up in the right ways. Marcus Smart making up for that play when Drew destroyed him on defense, and playing big in that Game 7. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all those guys really stepped up great. But I think what it says for Milwaukee is that you have to have another guy that can distract teams long enough to give Giannis a bit of a break and give the team some extra scoring. It seemed that not only could they not really get stops, but you couldn't get anyone else to contribute on the offensive side of the ball, with Giannis, getting his possessions, but Jrue Holiday making some shots. Brook Lopez should have been more of a factor, and then the role players just no one really gave that right amount of a boost. Pat Connaughton was good, making some key shots, but they needed Middleton's 24 to 20, like 20 to 26 points, because that would have taken a load off of Giannis. So it's unfortunate, and hopefully Middleton comes back, safe, healthy, and ready to go next year. But they just didn't have enough offensively in the tank to keep up. Not only that, but Boston played great team defense too.
Yeah, it's a defense that really showed up for Boston. And within the series again, you see why they missed Chris Middleton. Despite how well Jrue Holiday played in the series, you can tell they still needed that bona fide scorer, right? There was only so much Giannis can do. As far as Giannis' legacy is concerned, I don't think it really impacts it that much. He took it 7 games. He didn't get swept.
Yeah.
At least he didn't get swept. He took it 7 games, the farthest as he could. They did not have the home. They did not have the home court advantage either. So this also goes back to when Milwaukee sat as players, and they kind of allow. It's like you remember, it was like towards the last games of the season. They purposely sat a lot of their players, and it allowed Celtics to win, and they got the seat above them, because I think the Bucks wanted to avoid Brooklyn, understandably, but it kind of turned them back to bottom, because imagine if they had home court in the series. It could have maybe could have made a difference. But it goes to show you that, not everything goes out as planned. Just because we don't know the reason why they did it, but it seems like they wanted to avoid Brooklyn to purposely lose that game. So, something to think about too. But as far as what they need to do, they already have a championship caliber team. They just need to get healthy and go from there. Just get healthier.
Yeah.
That's it. Or maybe expand the depth a little bit more if they can.
Sure.
Because Boston has so much depth compared to Milwaukee. And again, they were without Chris Middleton, but they have a lot of other players too. Like Pritchard was an effective player in that series. So, yeah. And Grayson Allen had a couple good games, but if you can get like another good, nice scorer that can come off the bench, that would be very helpful. Especially if Chris Middleton gets hurt again, you know who to go to for scoring. So, yeah, that's that for the Bucks. But so I guess like overall, I went for the Bucks this series, so I lost. So shout out to you. It was definitely Celtics in 7. So shout out to you.
Man, we were texting through the week. You were calling a lot of these games,
No,
but ultimately Milwaukee was